So I want to approach this from a psychological perspective for a moment with regards to your emphasis on family, community, and country.
I saw this interview between Farage and Jordan Peterson and thought, OMG, is the right so devoid of intellectual figures that they now need to put these two together? Anyway, I'm doing another video critiquing their view on identity politics, but I thought I'd delve into the way Peterson verbally overeggs any discourse he enters into by examining his use of language.
We're neck deep in identity politics. I suppose that's the core of the so-called culture war, and the progressives in particular suffer from a pathology of atomized liberalism because...
So pathology is a scientific study of a disease, and atomization is where people are isolated so they have no connection to others. So he's saying progressives are on their own diseased with liberal thoughts.
And it's based on a misapprehension of psychological understanding.
The thing is with this type of rhetoric is that it points one side as the bad guys and so implies the other is good, but his claims could just as easily be applied to extreme conservative viewpoints.
They believe that identity is something that can only be defined by the individual, but it's even more atomized than that.
So these progressives are misguided.
It's not only is identity only proclaimed subjectively, no matter what it was, but that very subjectivity is actually...
This is where he begins to sound like Shakespeare. You think you understand what he's saying, but you're grasping at the essence. Listen to the way Peterson talks. It's like these thoughts are revelations to him, and then later on he almost starts having a conversation with himself.
Disintegrated into racial identity, ethnic identity, or sexual identity. And so what that means is that it's a very small fragment of the subjective that's defining identity.
What the is he talking about? Anyway, as I said, these points of view can equally be applied to those on the opposite side of the political spectrum. Ultimately, I think it says a lot more about Peterson's state of mind, what he finds acceptable, than an illuminating point of view on the human condition. Click here to see what Gaber Mate thinks of Jordan Peterson.